Awesome. So thank you so much, Mr. Bell, for sponsoring this awesome challenge. So let's start with the intro now again, and let's start talking about the rules. So silent for 2 seconds, and then we start about talking. All right, so hello and thank you so much for joining the latest challenge in our BN channel, which is the Sports Wagon Challenge. Yes, my friend, this is the Sports Wagon Challenge, sponsored and made by Mr. The Belp himself on my Discord. He's an awesome guy. Thank you so much, Mr. Belp, for sponsoring and creating this awesome, crazy challenge. So, gentlemen, prepare yourself for our latest challenge on our BN channel, which is the Sports Wagon Challenge. So the challenge actually is pretty simple. The rules are very, very straightforward. There's nothing really special, that we need to explain. Everything is absolutely awesome. So let's start with the rules then. So the first and the most important rule, as always, which is of course the production year. So my friends, the production year in this challenge is 2020. And then move on with the next rule, which is of course the quality sliders. Yes, my friends, quality sliders in this challenge are not allowed. Yes, my friends, not allowed. So you can only go 0, no plus and no minus. And then move on with the allowed body types. Well, according to Mr. Belt, the creator, he said the allowed body types are only the cars that, the vehicles that can take 3 seat rows. I'm not joking. He wants every car in this challenge to have 3 benches. So you have the front row, the mid row, and the rear seat row. So you need to pick a body which can support 3 seat rows, like SUV or an MPV or even a station wagon. Depends on your favorite type. But you need to make sure that your vehicle can take 3 seat rows. Alright, so that's done. We move on with the next step, which is of course the allowed chassis. Well, you can choose absolutely any chassis you want, any materials you want, it's up to you. And then we move on with the suspension type. Well, my friend, the suspension type, it's a road vehicle. It's not going to be like an off-road machine. So pick something that can be very, very good on the road and on the track at the same time. The suspension type. And then move on with a very, very important bit of the vehicle, which is of course the engine. Well, my friend, the engine in this challenge. Well, Mr. Belp, he wrote some things here, but I want to change a couple of things here because it doesn't really. I want to make it more challenging. I want to make it more difficult a little bit. So. The engine type, well, my friend, you can use absolutely any engine type, anything, naturally aspirated, turbocharged, wherever you want. But you need to make sure your total engine weight, I'm not joking, your total engine weight needs to be 150 kilograms max. Any engine you want, boxer, inline, V engine, anything, turbocharged, naturally aspirated, 150 kilograms max. That's the maximum total weight of any engine in this challenge. Yep, it's a little bit, it's not easy to get decent amount of power, and because of course, as always, engine stress is not allowed, RPM stress is not allowed, these things, and super like badly tuned engines, like for example extremely laggy engines, won't get accepted. So make sure your engine is absolutely spot on, runs very, very good, don't break any rule, runs correctly on all the specs, and make a decent amount of power. Right, let's talk about another thing in the engine area, which is the intake. Well, my friend, you can use absolutely any intake option. It's strange. I thought for a start, I thought Mr. Bell will say use standard and performance only, but he said use any intake, so you can use absolutely any intake option you want. And then we move on with the fuel type. Well, because this is like a tuned sports station wagon, this is not factory station wagon. That means you can use only 100 ultimate fuel octane, 100 octane fuel, because it's like a high performance tuned sports station wagon or sport wagon, whatever you are using, an SUV, an MPV, whatever body, but still it's a tuned version. So make sure you are using the correct fuel and the correct intake. Right, questions, gentlemen, at the end of the recording. So let's continue, and then move on with the exhaust. Well, my friend, if you are building a naturally aspirated engine, you can use absolutely any header option you want. Yes, any header option you want, because again, this is a tuned sport station wagon or sport wagon, so you can use race, cast log, short cast headers, whatever you want. But your exhaust must have a catalytic converter and 2 mufflers. Remember, cats are required, and you need to use at least 2 mufflers with a noise restriction of 50 points max. Your engine should never exceed 50 points on loudness. Right, the engine is done, and now of course move on with the next bit. You know the usual bits like the gearbox. Well, you can use absolutely any gearbox option you want. The differential, also any differential option you want. Moving on then with the tires. Well, my friend, you can use any tire option you want, but of course, obviously, no semi-slick tires and no chunky off-road. I mean, this is not an off-road vehicle. Who would actually use an off-road tire on this type of vehicle? It doesn't make any sense. So no chunky off-roads and no semi-slicks, but you can use absolutely any other option you want. And then move on with the brakes. Well, my friend, you can use absolutely any brakes option you want, anything, but you need to make sure you are running with 0 brake fading on all categories. 0 on all categories. 0. Absolutely dead 0 of fading on all 3 categories in the brakes, station. And then move on with the interior. Well, my friend, you can use absolutely any interior option you want, but remember, you need to have an entertainment system, and you need to have 9 seats or 3 benches. This is an important bit. I mean, it's unique for me. I've never heard of such a vehicle, with like 3 benches. I mean, of course, in the 1960s, 70s American station wagons, yes, they did have this type of seating. Bench up front, a bench in the middle, and a bench in the back. But these days, I don't know. It's unique. It's very unique. But this is the rules, and we respect Mr. Belph's rules, which is 3 full benches, one up front, 1 in the middle, and 1 in the rear. Yep, 9 seats, Mr. MB, 9 seats. Yep. It's unique. Again, it's a unique challenge. It's a very, very unique challenge, but it's actually very challenging because to make your vehicle light and to make sure your engine makes decent amount of power to move all of this weight under 150 kilos. It's really challenging. So, good luck to all. And then move on with the traction aids. You can use absolutely any traction aid option. ABS and up. No, the non option is not allowed, so you can use ABS and up. And then move on with the safety. Well, my friend, you can use absolutely any safety option you want, but the non option, as always, is not allowed. So anything, but the non option is not allowed. Yep. Yes, Mr. Tumor. The rules are absolutely unique. Yeah. And let's see, the final bit, or the final tunable bit, which is the suspension tune. Well, my friend, we are building a tuned, unique sport wagon. So sport and race, suspension tune. Don't go crazy and make it, extremely hardcore racing suspension. You need to make sure there's a little bit of forgiveness in it. So don't go hardcore. We are not building racing cars. We are building road cars. So yeah, make sure your suspension has at least some sort of forgiveness, going over bumps. And now we finished everything. Now we finished all the tunable parts. Now, of course, we move on to the numbers, and the most important number in this challenge is the budget. Well, my friend, you have a budget of $100,000. I know it's a lot of money. You can do many crazy things with it. You can use absolutely a lot of the best materials, but that's your budget, $100K. Remember, 150 kilograms total engine weight, 9 seats, and $100K. These are like the 3 important rules in this challenge. And now, of course, we move on to the last bit of this video, which is, of course, the total category points, the TCP. Now, if you are not familiar with the TCP, well, it's a system that I invented that will allow me to look at your car and see how good your car is in automation. To get the TCP number, this special number, you need to calculate and add these individual categories that I'm going to provide you right now. And the categories in this challenge are sport, prestige, practicality, safety, and reliability. Remember these 5 categories: sport, prestige, practicality, safety, reliability. These 5 points, add them all together and you will get your TCP number, your total category points number. And that's all, my friend. That is pretty much it for this challenge. I mean, the rules are pretty straightforward. Yes, I know they are extremely unique. I've never had a challenge like this before, because it's a little bit unrealistic, you know, especially like 2020 cars, 9 seat. That doesn't really make any sense, but it's a challenge, and you know, challenges needs to be challenging, you know. It's not really a walk in the park. It's not like you participate by making a 5-minute car. You need to like to pay attention and make sure your car actually looks good, has all the legal fixtures like wipers, defroster lines, because this is 2020, gentlemen, 2020. So you need to make sure your car looks like it's from 2020, not from 2001. Like you need to put kind of, you know, defroster lines, wipers, decent looking modern headlights, tail lights. You know the deal, because you know, it's 2020. So yeah, and that's pretty much it. Now, of course, we need to talk about the deadline. Now, today is the 20th of April. That means you have 7 days from now to create and submit your .car file on my Discord, the link in the description below. So that means that the deadline is 6 p.m. at you know, +3 GMT time. That's my local time at the 27th of April. That's our deadline. You need to make sure to submit your car before this deadline, and you are set in this challenge. Now, of course, you'll be getting a special prize card if you win this challenge, and if you do design an amazing looking car, you know, breathtaking looking car with tons of attention to details, it will get a star, which means I'm not gonna look at the TCP. I'm gonna just put it in the video because it just deserves it. If the car looks breathtaking, it will receive a star and it will just go in no matter what. But of course, if it breaks any rules, it will get disqualified. But if it has a star, I won't look at any other numbers. I will just put it in the testing video. And that's pretty much it. Very, very simple rules, and very unique at the same time. And that's pretty much it for this challenge. Good luck to all of you, my friends, on this awesome challenge. I really cannot wait to see what kind of unique vehicles you will be sending me, like MPVs or SUVs or station wagons or whatever. I'll be, of course, putting very, very soon the announcement of the prize card, because it's not yet finished. I'm going to be finishing it on the stream after this video, and of course we'll be checking it out together. So thank you so much, gentlemen, for watching. I'll be seeing you very, very soon. Good luck on this challenge. I'll be seeing you, my friends, very, very soon. If you want to support me, the link in the description below for my Patreon page. You know, the link also in the description for my Instagram, Snapchat, and submitting your car on my Discord and all of that. Big thanks to Mr. Belp for creating this unique challenge, and big thanks to everyone on my Patreon page for supporting me and making everything absolutely awesome and simple in my life. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, gentlemen,